They weren't. It was terrible. Compared to the Gulf War, we'll show you the difference between a volunteer and a draft army. The original Gulf War, the 91 Gulf War, Desert Storm. Now, here are the guidelines or rules for occupying and subsequently governing conquered, defeated, or annexed nations or people. Any nation, territory, or people which are conquered, defeated, or annexed by this nation shall, upon a recession of war, right, once war is over, once we undeclare war, as it were, this nation, territory, or people that we defeat and annex shall be privileged to all rights and immunities granted by this Constitution, with the single exception of possessing their own military. They can have the entirety of the rights in this, but they don't get to have their own army. Conquered or defeated nations or peoples shall henceforth be governed by a constitutional republic similar to this nation in principle and practice. Now, I didn't want to say identical to this nation, because I do want there to be some leeway to say, well, we have to change this or that because of the facts on the ground. But basically, what I'm saying here is we cannot take foreign territory over and run it like, I think, what are we called now? Our overseas possessions? What's it called? Like Puerto Rico and stuff, you know? They're not quite Americans. They are not quite Americans. They're granted citizenship, but they don't quite have all the rights and protections and stuff. And I think that's baloney. I don't see any reason not to spread the goodness of this Constitution. So, if we take land, the people on that land have all the rights in this Constitution. Now, on receiving voluntary taxes, either monetary or payment in kind, an office shall be established for receiving and accounting for funds or payments in kind to this government. Now, that's where I stopped there, but I'm going to go on to say how this could be collected. But I think, again, that's going to deal with facts on the ground, and it isn't necessarily a constitutional, question, because back during the Founding Fathers' time, it'd have to be collected monetarily or whatever in person. Nowadays, you could click and do it over the internet. So I think that kind of needs to be, we kind of need to wait till the time to determine that. But here's one thing I want to mention: payment in kind. That means that payment can be made to the government for tax purposes and stuff in actual objects like helicopters or tanks or police cars or whatever, if the police have cars, stuff like that. So payment in kind, the office will be established to deal with that. The problem I have with payment in kind is that it should probably be restricted to only certain things, because you couldn't have people sort of taking whatever they want to that they value in some way to the government, saying, here, I value this and I want to give it to you to help run the government. You know, take them old shoes or something like that. So payment in kind would probably have to have some guidelines behind it. But mainly that's that. So there's the Constitution, my rewritten version of the Constitution with a few details left to hash out. But by and large, like I said, I think at the beginning of this series, which I did months ago now, by and large I think that this is ready to go tomorrow. So if you know anybody who's got a patch of land for us to start a country on, I'm a bit busy right now, but if I were given such an opportunity, I might just get on an airplane and go to where they've got the patch of land. That would be exciting, I think. And here I am trying to start a private school in the United States. Why not go to a country where it's illegal for the government to be involved in schooling? It'd be much easier for me to start a private school there. So if you do know of a patch of land, let me know and let's go take it over or lease it. We'll go lease it for 99 years. Wouldn't just about any country in the world like to have some patch of unused swampland to be turned into a Hong Kong? I think so. There we go.